So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bandwidth. I'm Rosie, your host. I'm so excited to be with you again this week. Some housekeeping items. Please engage with us if you have any questions. Please ask them. We will get to them during the conversation and also at the end. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'm Rosie, your host. I'm so excited to be with you again this week. Some housekeeping items. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and comment your biggest takeaway. And also at the end, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please. With I'm Rosie, your host. I'm so excited to be with you again this week. Some housekeeping items. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and comment your biggest takeaway. And also at the end, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please. With I'm Rosie, your host. I'm so excited to be with you again this week. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and comment your biggest takeaway. Make sure that also at the end, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what is going on. I was hearing double, so we're going to try this again. I think we should be all set, but I just want to start again. So again, sorry for the technical difficulties, but I'm Rosie. I'm the host of the Bandwidth. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I said before, some quick housekeeping. If you want to ask any questions, please do so. Subscribe to our channel. Also, comment your biggest takeaway at the end of this episode. Share this with one person to let them know how great this episode is and if you think that they could benefit from it. And also follow us on IG. The title of this live is New Mindset and Purpose. I want to thank the Style True team, Eugene and Jennifer, for putting this together. And let's dive right in. Let's introduce our guest. Her name is Tara Tucker. She is a visionary, a coach, and author. So let's just welcome her to the Bandwidth. Welcome, Tara.
Hey, Rosie.
How are you?
I am well.
Good.
I'm well.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. So I gave a brief kind of like description of you. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit. I am, like you said, a visionary and author and coach. So I am the founder of Jewel's Ladies of Prayer and group of women, and we have an amazing time. We have sister talks every quarter, and we unmask. And it's a ministry. It's a ministry of walking in full transparency and authenticity. I am an author. I have authored 3 books. My latest one being Everybody Kneeling and Praying, which is doing amazing. Thank you guys for supporting me. And I am a coach. I'm actually, not only am I a book coach, but I am a transparency coach. So I help women own their traumatic stories and see the beauty in their scars. And I am a wife and a mother of 3. And I also have 2 cats and 1 dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I'm a fur grandmama. They're not my babies. I'm the G mama.
Okay. Okay. I'm no pet person. Look, I have
You're
nothing
not a
over
pet
here. I have nothing, and I'm scared of dogs. So,
I didn't
so
think I would be one, but I am one, and I love them.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's dive in.
Yeah.
We're here to talk all about the mindset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we know that if that isn't right, you can't really do anything. So, how does what you think affect what you do?
Well, our mindset can either stop us or it can propel us forward, right? Depending on how we frame our thoughts, depending on how we check our thoughts. There's a scripture that says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So, how we calculate, how we reason, those thoughts in our mind, we become that, we act that out. So, even if you are someone who is thinking negative and things like that, someone who don't trust people in your mind, you think people are out to get you, it'll show up in your life as unhealthy relationships. It'll show up in your life as uh, unhealthy friendships. You won't trust people. You won't know how to converse with people without thinking they're out to get you. You won't have any genuine relationships. Another less deep example is something, I'm telling you something that happened this week. And I laugh because okay, listen, it's funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter's going to Florida. She's going with her dad, and she needs the what's called a real ID.
Okay.
And you need the star.
Yes.
And so a thought popped in my head on Monday. Oh, Devin needs this ID.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thought.
Mm-hmm.
Mindset. Devin needs this ID. I didn't check the thought. I just said Devin needs this ID. So I ran with it. And with the Secretary of State now, that's what it's called in Michigan. I don't know what it's called where you're from.
It's the real ID. It is called the real ID. Mm-hmm.
Well, the place we go to, is it the DMV for you?
Oh, yes, the DMV. Yes.
Okay, so your DMV is our Secretary of State.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it's called here. So you can't get in. It takes like months because of COVID and everything. A lot of things are shut down. But what they have like a loophole. If you call at 8 and noon, right on it, you can get an appointment for the next day.
Oh, that's good to know.
Right. So if you call at 8 or noon, you get right on it. So I missed it 2 days, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to get this ID for her so she can get on the plane. Mm-hmm. Today, I called yesterday, got her in today. I'm getting my paperwork. I'm like, come on, let's get up there. And then you have to be at the door. So we're standing in the cold. It's freezing out here. We're in Michigan, it's freezing. So we're in the cold. We finally get in, and I'm like, okay, show your old ID. And the lady looks, and she's like, ma'am, you have a real ID. She said, ma'am, this doesn't expire in 2024. When I say that was a dummy mission, but it was a dummy mission, but I took that L because it showed me like, hold on, what distracted me that I couldn't check that thought? Mm-hmm. Because it's just a prime example of when a thought comes in your head, if you don't check it and you just run with it, mm-hmm. your actions will follow it. Yeah. So my actions it was just fixated on, oh, I got to do it. But I never stopped to say, does Devin have an ID? When did she get one last? Mm-hmm. It makes a difference when you do things like that. But when you just run with it, oh my goodness, you'll be in all types of trouble. That's a downplayed one, but it goes to show mm-hmm. how important our mindset is. Yes. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that because I thought it was hilarious. Yes.
No, since you're being transparent, look, I had one too just today. Well, it was the other day. I had a friend of mine, and I sent him a picture, and I said, do I look like Megan Good in this picture, right? Mutual friends, right? Mutual friends. Mm-hmm. And so he didn't respond right back. And I guess he responded back like 48 hours or something like that. I had forgot that I even sent him the picture and asked him. So he sent the text back, hey, Megan, how was your day? Do you know I thought he called me the wrong name?
That's hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. When you say the mindset, because my mind was not thinking that clearly if I looked in the text, I had never said nothing else to him so I could see the picture. But that was not what I was thinking. I'm thinking, no, he did call me somebody else. So I see what you're saying. It's just like when your mind is set on something and And then so I had to apologize
Yeah,
to
yeah.
myself. And then because he was wondering why I didn't respond. And I'm just like,
He was
Lord have
nagging.
mercy, Rose, get it together.
He like, who is this girl?
I know. So I'm just saying when you're not thinking about it, because I was past that. That was two
Yeah,
days ago. I wasn't thinking about that, but
yeah.
it shows how, with your mind, it's just like whatever you're fixated on. If you're past that, you're thinking about something else. So you definitely have to always check back in with yourself, even look and just be like, okay, this is why, but
Mm-hmm.
you go down a different path and you just like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then you own it, and that's the
Exactly.
difference. Some people don't own it. Some
Yeah.
people can they do the wrong thing or make a mistake and they just don't own it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just like sometimes you gotta take an L. Sometimes you have to laugh at yourself like how we did earlier trying to start the broadcast.
Yeah.
I have a show also. I know how things can happen. We can have technical difficulties, but if you have the right frame of mind, you'll be like, okay, it is what it is. This happens. This is life. You know what I mean? It's not recorded. So
Yes.
like, yeah, it makes a difference.
Yes. Yes. So how do like you said, some people don't own it, some people suppress.
Hmm.
How would you suggest that people should deal with that in regards to your mindset?
You gotta check it.
Mm-hmm.
When I say it didn't go check, because normally I'll say, well, why am I thinking that?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I? Is that a fact? Is that real? Where did this thought come from? Like that's part of being mindful. That's part of being self-aware.
Yeah.
And it's not natural. It's a learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It takes discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can work on that, but you have to want to work on it. You have to acknowledge that you need to work on it.
Mm-hmm. And what
Yeah.
are some steps to work on it? I mean, I know you can acknowledge it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
you take the L and do it and laugh at yourself and be like, girl, you are crazy and get it together. But then what else can you do to kind of like own it and, don't repeat the behavior?
Well, you'll repeat it for a while, and sometimes even when you are very mindful, you'll still repeat it. I'm mindful. I'm aware of who I am, but sometimes that still happens, because my thought was just on her and making sure
Mhm.
she was good. So it was like tunnel vision, making sure she's good.
Yeah.
But what we can really do is, like I said, we have to audit our thoughts. We can't let them go unchecked because, first of all, and I am a spiritual woman. I love the Lord Jesus, and I believe in the kingdom of darkness, just like the kingdom of God.
Mhm.
It's light and dark. All those thoughts are not our thoughts.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have thoughts that are not your thoughts, and that can affect your whole mood. It can affect the people around you. So you have to know how to cast those thoughts down with the word of God.
Mhm.
So it's a lot that goes into it. So if someone is a believer, you will go to the word of God. You will go into prayer. If you're not a believer, you can still center yourself. You know what I mean? You can still be
Mhm.
someone who does mindfulness practices, whether you're a believer or not. I'm a believer, but I still sit still and I listen to just instrumental music, and I just feel my breath. It calms me. It allows me to be present in the moment and just paying attention to me. So
Mhm.
I think people should do that. Be more aware of who they are instead of just acting and reacting and not thinking.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just taking that time and just like, reflecting, like you said, to see, what's checking in with yourself, basically.
That's number one,
Yeah.
brother. You have to. But you didn't you said like who is Megan? So you know what I'm talking about. If you would have just stopped and said, why did he say that? Where did it come from? Oh yeah, I did send him that. Like that.
I know, but like you said, it's like you're doing 20 million things and then the text pops up and then it's just like you're not thinking about that and my mind wasn't on that and then you go down a different road and it's just like, oh, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
And yeah.
yeah. So as far as negative self-talk that we
Mm-hmm.
do, how do we tackle that?
Well, I'll say this. We weren't born with negative self-talk,
Mhm.
right? So we're born carefree. we're born loving, we're loving, but our environment and what we listen to and what's being said to us, over us, at us, affects how we view ourselves.
Mhm.
You know, that is deep. That is deep. What others say about you affect you. What you say about yourself affects you. The
Mhm.
negative self-talk, it comes from a place of environment. It comes from a place of experiences. A lot of us have experienced trauma. I know I have. I wrote about it in my book, experiencing trauma and believing what people said about me before I knew who I was. So my identity was shaped in molestation, shaped into four eyes, wearing glasses, shaped into white girl, because I was lighter than everyone else around me, in my family and things like that. Uh, Shaped in not knowing who I was. So a lot of other people experience that, and you can have you start talking to yourself and thinking like, well, I must not be pretty, or I must not this, or I need to do this, or I don't measure up, or I need to be like them. Or if someone say, "Oh, you sound too white." I have a friend, and she's so funny. She said, "No, I sound like I read books."
Mhm. Check it right back.
I love that. I love that. But those are the
Mhm.
type of things that I heard growing up. So it
Yeah.
shaped the way that I viewed myself. So there are people like that. Depending on what happened as you were coming up, depending on what you heard in your home, your neighborhood, your community, what people said to you, it will affect how you view yourself. Even now, social media can affect how we view ourselves. Doing these type of shows, I got braces a year ago in June. And my team doing all types of things. But guess what I say? Y'all going on the journey with me.
I-
How about that?
yeah.
You just on a journey with me, because I,
Yeah.
I have an end in sight and I can't wait. I'm gonna be
Absolutely. Yes.
I
Absolutely.
listen, Rosie, I already do that, but I'm saying when it's really, really, really tight, I do
Yeah.
it when it's not,
Hmm.
So yeah. But that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying about that.
Yeah. And with that, I think it's just with any and everything. As you know, this whole bandwidth is about, being comfortable with yourself to go on video
Mm-hmm.
and different things like that. Even though, because of the technical difficulties, I forgot to say that this is the self-care edition. Um, because for me, I just don't think you can be your all without taking care of yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
every fourth Thursday, we come back and talk about self-care and how we can take care of ourselves to go after our dreams. So I just wanted to put that in there. But so many people think that they can't do something, and I fit into that, mode as well. Sometimes I have my
Mm-hmm.
moments too. And it's just like we were talking about before, just the self negative talk that goes on in our head. And sometimes, I get stuck, but I
Mm-hmm.
try not to stay there long. It's just, okay, I hear it. What are you going to do about it? Do you
Yes.
believe it?
Yes. Do you
And
believe it?
then just I may be like that for a day or two, and then I come back out
Mm-hmm.
because you know what? I have a plan, I have a passion, or whatever it could be, like anything, and I'm just going to
Mm-hmm.
move forward. So I have a thing that a lot of people, I know you said like you can't have everybody in your ear. You cannot have everybody in your ear. You can't listen to a lot of people, and you have to have a select few of people that you listen
Mm-hmm.
to in order to, motivate you. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
have the wrong people in your camp, you will never, move forward and,
Girl,
and reach your goals. So,
it takes time to even do that, to know. It takes time to audit the people that you're around also. As
yeah.
you continue to grow and move and pursue passions and pursue purpose and things like that, or whatever the case may be, as you said,
Hmm.
you change. You're growing and becoming more of who you need to be to step into the new role in your life. Sometimes people can come with you, sometimes they can't. And you just have to understand that and be okay with it,
Hmm.
and it just be okay with who you're becoming. Sometimes I remember dumbing myself down sometimes for the people around me, not wanting to toot my own horn, so to speak, or try to say, act like I don't know stuff,
Hmm.
when I did know it. So that was before I knew how to be comfortable with who I was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's women go through that, men do too. You're trying to figure out where you fit. And
Yeah.
part of self-care is owning who you are, being transparent with yourself. Part of self-care is having a healthy outlook of you, being free to speak your truth. That's part of self-care, and,
Mm-hmm.
and transparency and walking in that.
Yeah, I so agree. So what is a good mindset?
I'll, I'll say a healthy mindset instead of a good
Okay.
mindset. I
Mm-hmm.
would say a healthy mindset is a present mindset. A healthy mindset is one, like it says in Philippians, and I'm paraphrasing here, the
Okay.
transfer in Philippians where it says, whatever is pure, whatever is right, whatever is lovely, whatever is praiseworthy, think on those things. That's a healthy mindset. A healthy mindset just thinks in a positive way, thinks in a forward moving way, thinks in a how can I do it, instead of saying, oh, I can't do that, that's not going to work. A healthy mindset says, how can I make this work?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to pull this off? Not, no, that ain't gonna work, I can't do it, I need somebody got to do that for me, instead of, let me try to figure this out. That's a mindset shift, because if you have it in your head like, I can't do it, it's not going to work, that works for you but it don't work for me. That's not a healthy way of thinking. It's
Mm-hmm.
a fear-based way of thinking, and it's a negative way of thinking. But if you can reframe that, if you can shift those thoughts, oh, the sky is the limit. There's no limit. As my cousin say, elevator up, no floors, you're just going. Seriously.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's funny, I guess, the way, like you said, people think about it, but we say, the way you just said it, it seems easy for some people to do it, but some people still get stuck. So is it any exercises that or, that they can do, or should they see a therapist? Because some people can't switch it just like that.
You cannot. I went to a coach and I went to a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot just switch. You do need to get help. If you find that you can't do it on your own, I do suggest you get help. I help people in that area too. I help them set goals. I help them find solutions and be solution focused and not problem focused. I
Mm-hmm.
help them shift the way that they're thinking, which shift their whole paradigm. Your whole world changes when you start thinking differently. Seriously. I
Mm-hmm.
help them create boundaries, healthy boundaries for their lives. So I suggest, if you can't do it on your own, some people can read books and they got it.
Yeah.
Some people can just implement it like that, but everyone isn't like that. And it's okay. Because I believe in no shaming people. It's okay if you're not like that. We're all different, but we're all purpose to interact. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? We're all purpose to interact with each other. So at that point, somebody's there to help you. Let them.
Yeah.
Ain't no shame in it.
Yes, and I think that no, I'm glad that you said that, because so many people, especially in the Black community, ain't nothing wrong with you. What do you have to go see somebody for? So I'm glad that you actually mentioned that, and it's no shame in seeking help. We all
Mm-hmm.
need it at some point in
Yeah.
time in our life. So, how does celebrating small wins help you?
It helps you build confidence.
Mhm.
It helps you build confidence. I'm gonna give you an example. I have a goal in my office. I'm in my office right now, and I want to organize it, move things around. That's the goal. That's the goal for this month. But a small win for me was organizing my cabinet, the one junky drawer here.
Mhm.
That was a win because it makes me like, okay, I did this. Let me do the other little piece.
Mhm.
It gave me confidence to move on. It motivated me to move on. Sometimes we look at this big old goal like, oh my goodness, I can never do that. How am I going to do that? But if you set little
Mhm.
small milestones, daily little things that you can do, you'll tackle that big thing, and you'll have the confidence to go on because you're doing it a little at a time. And it's okay. You're running your own race. You're doing it a little at a time. So that builds confidence when you just celebrate them wins.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah, that's what I do. Oh, go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when I'm coaching, I always ask, "What's the win for the week?"
Hmm.
Tell me your win, because they don't think about it. Many people just go, we don't even acknowledge that we have some wins until you sit and you're like, wait a minute, this happened and that happened. That's a win, girl. That's
Yes.
a win. We're gonna celebrate that. I'm gonna
Mhm.
affirm that for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is so important with anything you do. I'm challenging myself to learn YouTube a little bit more of,
Mm.
how I can engage more people and get more subscribers and what I need to do. And I was on Clubhouse and I was in one of the rooms and someone had said something. And I had heard this before, like the power of 10,
Mm.
just learning something for 10 minutes a day. Because, everybody is busy, I still have
Mm.
my 9 to 5. I'm still trying to pursue this and one day live off of this. But,
Amen.
yes. And so it's hard to have a long list of stuff to do. But when I heard that time, and it was like 4 days ago, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I set 2 things that I want to do, and I do that. I've been doing that every day because it's just
Good.
like with the, rabbit and a turtle. The rabbit may start off fast, but the turtle with, reading every day, you're going to eventually pass the rabbit because he's going to gas out. So I just think that, I don't know why that sat with me differently this time when I heard it. And I was just like, wow. And then, like you said, with small wins. So I was just like, oh, okay. Finding YouTube videos to watch, to do things. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. And then it does. Small wins really make a difference.
It feels good.
Yes, it
Yeah.
really does.
They feel
So,
good.
yeah, I do encourage people to do that because sometimes and often we just, like you said, look at that massive goal that we have set and we don't take the time to break it down in
Mm-hmm.
bite-sized pieces and just go for it. So that is so important.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you're doing that. That you're working on your craft because that's something that we should do. Not be consumed with it, but definitely work on it. Definitely do something every day towards it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So now I'm shifting to purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, how do you identify your purpose and understand it?
I have a different take on this question. I have a different take
Okay.
on purpose. A lot of time people say you have to, how do I find my purpose? How do I find my purpose? It's like a stumbling block for so many. I don't know what my purpose is. This is just me talking from my experiences and what I think. I I I believe that people are just too distracted by it and they're not living their life. Your purpose will find you. And our main purpose, we have a big purpose, all of us have, that God made us, He created us. And our main purpose is to give Him glory. Our main purpose is to love Him and follow His commandments, fear Him, and a healthy reverential fear. That's what the word says. What did Jesus say? The commandment: love His Father and love our neighbor. He said the whole of the law was wrapped up in those two, right? That's the main thing. Now, the other side to that is once you're living your life, your purpose will find you. And a lot of times it comes in pain. And
Mm,
let me tell you what I mean by that. I thought all my life, I'm gonna do hair, I'm gonna do hair, I'm gonna be this platform artist. And I did not become a platform artist, but I did hair, I had suites, and then I finally did my owned a salon storefront.
mhm,
Finally, reached my dream and I thought, okay, this is it. I'm walking in my purpose. This is awesome. And it wasn't that I wasn't walking in purpose. I was for that moment. That's
mhm,
another thing. You don't have one purpose. So for that moment, it was very purposeful. I was necessary. I was needed for the people I impacted. Now, opened a salon. Then my mother passed away, and then I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Once that happened, all this happened in 2016. I opened my salon. My mother passed the next month from my salon opening from a heart attack. A few months after that, I turned 40 years old and I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Uh, Same month, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. This is all, tell you about a shift in purpose.
wow.
So
Whew.
I had school scheduled for January 2017 to be an instructor because I wanted to teach hair. That's all I thought was hair. I never thought anything else, just hair. Even if I'm going to write books, they're going to be about hair. Come January 2017, I had a double mastectomy. I was down. The Lord said to me to close my salon. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Close my salon and do what? You know, he said, close your salon. And I didn't get anything else. I didn't get anything for a long time. And then he told me to write, and I started to write. And then I went through chemotherapy, radiation. During that time, my dad was also on chemo. He passed away. That during that time, we were both on treatment, doing treatment at the same time. He passed away. And I'm writing. I came out with a different book, not the book that's out now. It took me 3 years to actually finish it. I came out with another book, Going Higher, 12 Weeks of Reflection for the Woman of God. And that right there was a shift. I never went back to my salon. Now, purpose found me, because what happened was, through all that pain, not just that pain, but also the pain of my past, everything came up during a moment I had to sit down. When I sat down receiving chemotherapy and recovering from the myriads of surgeries that I had in that year, the Lord started dealing with me and showing me that he has something greater for me. So I say this to say, as you keep walking and you keep living and not being so consumed with what's my purpose, it's going to find you. Because for that moment, I had it. That was good in time. He gave me that. He blessed me with that. And then it was like, okay, now it's time to shift you. So people think, well, this is all I'm going to do. No, not so. Not so. That was purposeful for me. And then I was shifted. And then it was a pivot. Okay, now you're going to do this. I have something greater for you to do. And what happened is, it's the pain of my past, the pain of dealing with breast cancer, all the trauma, the deaths, you know what I mean? The rapes, the molestation, the way that I used to live, a lot of things that I dealt with helped me help other women. Mm. So I have such a heart for women to speak their truth and to not walk in shame, you know, and even to let them know that you can recover from mourning, you can recover from the loss of your parents, you can recover from your life being different, from breast cancer, your breast being cut off, and, you know, getting reconstruction, the scars. That's why I say, see the beauty in your scars. I not only have physical scars on my body, I have mental, emotional, internal scars too, because I've been through too much to say, oh, that it didn't leave a scar there. Yeah, it did. But I'll show you that you can still walk. You can embrace that change, you know? So purpose found me. So you don't have to be so consumed with what's my purpose. You can just live. And another thing I'll tell you, what is your pain? Like, what pulls at your heartstrings? Think about those things, because generally that's God has put something in you to offer a solution. If it's something that you that's pulling at you, something that you see, oh, that should be done. Why is nobody doing that? Because you have the solution in you. Yeah. That's just how I look at it when it comes to purpose.
Yeah, and I actually agree, and I want to just add sometimes other people can point it out, because sometimes you may not even know that you have this gift because you're so used to doing it. And that's kind of like with me, and kind of like coaching. I always used to do that with my girlfriends, with anybody, like, don't you set a goal and then don't do it. You got to see it through. That was always me, right? And then fast forward to like doing the videos and everything. I'm always, you know, I've been doing Style Access for like 6 years. And I joined like this mastermind, and it was all these women. And at first it was kind of like broad, just I wanted to, you know, be an inspiration to women over 40, you know, and just used to talk to them about different aspects of life. But then it was just like, they were just like, you talk all the time on video. So many people want to learn that. And I am passionate about it. And that's why I'm saying sometimes you don't know until somebody pointed out. And if you agree, because they may point out something else that you be like, nah, that's not me.
Come on.
But when you agree and you see it, it finally clicks. So that is exactly, I just wanted to add that part, that sometimes others see it in you, but you're so close to it, you're not even looking at it.
That's good and so true.
Yeah,
So
and
true.
it's so good once you find it and
Mm-hmm.
you know you're in agreement with it. You be like, okay, God, thank you. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna roll with it now.
And having it, because I do see things in the ladies around me, and I'll speak life into them, like, you can do this and you can do that. I can see you're gifted in this area. And also they have to feel the confidence and believe it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the main thing. If not,
Yeah.
keep searching, because a lot of people, they just stay there because they honestly don't know. And you can do as many exercises, but nothing is still connecting for them.
You know why though, Rosie? It goes back to the mindset. They don't
Mm,
believe. Jesus said, so he could have performed so many more miracles if people had just believed.
mm,
People don't believe. Seriously, they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in other people, or they may believe in other people, but they definitely don't believe in themselves. I'm not saying everyone, but that limited belief of I can't will keep you stuck. If you don't just step out on faith, you don't know the possibilities. Oh my goodness.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that is true. That is so true. And I don't know. I don't know how to help. It's just because and I'm gonna throw it back to you since you're the expert with that. Like when someone don't believe in themselves and they still want to find their purpose, what do they do? What do they
You
do?
go, no, that's when you go see someone. That's
Okay.
when you get in a coaching program, seriously, or you go
Okay.
do some one-on-ones and really get to the crux of the matter, because there's a root there.
Mm,
There's a root there. They're called limited beliefs for a reason. It limits you from moving forward and it keeps you stuck.
mm,
But we're trained to unlock that.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, there are exercises to do and certain questions that we ask, powerful questions to unlock that.
Mm,
So yeah, that's what you do. Go see someone.
mhm.
If
Okay.
you really want to get past it.
Mm-hmm. And as far as explaining your purpose to others, is that needed at all?
No. If someone wants to know your why and they ask you, then okay, but I don't have to explain my purpose to, no.
Yeah.
No. If you want to know my why, here's my why.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And how do you continuously stay connected to your purpose?
I stay connected to my purpose by remembering my why. Like, I personally stay connected by remembering my why, remembering the women, remembering that I want to help them speak. I want to help them write. I want to help them have courage. I want to help them own their story and take control of their life and take responsibility for themselves. Like, that's my heart. So I stay in purpose. I just did a post that I was in purpose on purpose because I know what I have to do and I'm passionate about doing it, you know. So that's how, and also staying properly aligned.
Mm,
I stay close to the Lord, I stay in prayer, but I also stay properly aligned with the right people. That's very important. Who you're around makes a difference.
yeah, so true.
Yeah.
And how I do it, it's just what you said, and I totally agree, and I do that too. But another thing is when I don't want to do it, I remind myself, okay, this is what you signed up for. It goes back to my passion and my purpose. And then be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, I got it now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not
Girl,
always going
bye.
to have the energy and want to do.
Girl, come on.
I
You preaching to the
know.
choir. You preaching to the choir, but we gotta have discipline, right?
Absolutely,
And we gotta
absolutely.
show up.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely have to show up.
We gotta
So
show up.
just trying to help the women out there, just sometimes you're not going to want to do it, but that's why it's
Mm-hmm.
so important to have that purpose. And then, just reflect back to that at all times where you kind of want to veer off. So, yes. So, any last thoughts you want to leave with us?
Sure. I want you guys to know that you're important. I want you to take time for yourself. I want you to not allow people to push their agendas on you. I want you to not be in such a hurry to do, but be more focused on being, on becoming, be more focused on behavior changes, be more focused on you, your inner peace, not so consumed with what's happening outside of you, because only then will you have peace. Only then will you be able to move and navigate out here if you can get yourself together. Otherwise, you're going to stay in a constant state of turmoil and distraction. You know what I mean? You're going to be in a confused state of mind. So I just really want to tell your audience to get in tune with themselves. Take some time to sit quietly with yourself. It is not easy initially. It isn't. You can start with 5 minutes, and when those thoughts come, acknowledge that you have the thought. Don't judge the thought, and then let it go. So I'm really about you acknowledging who you are, but not judging yourself. Accepting who you are, and know that it's okay, because God accepts who you are, and then He does internal changes in us in His timing. You know what I mean? But don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. It's enough of that going around. Love on yourself, forgive yourself, have grace for you. That's self-care. Take care of you so you can be good to take care of other people. Especially women, we take care of everybody.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I talk to women about having yes on autopilot. Like, take it off of autopilot. It's okay to say no. I used to do that. I had a different mindset because I dealt with the spirit of rejection. When my mom was pregnant with me at 9 months, my biological dad, stabbed her so many times and tried to kill her and me.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
born that same evening, but that was rejection from the womb.
Mm.
That didn't stop there. It carried on in different parts of my childhood. So you grow up in rejection, you don't know how to navigate. You don't even know how to accept yourself, let alone be in a healthy relationship. So that's the kind of work I had to deal with. And if I have certain thoughts, I have to say, hey, why do I feel like that? Why did I feel fear? Or why did I feel like I keep it real with me? And you guys have to learn to keep it real with yourself. It is so rewarding. You're not going to be pointing fingers at people. You're going to take ownership of yourself, your thoughts, your behavior, your reactions, your feelings, because nobody else, you know what I mean, can do that for you. So I just encourage you to do that. Take ownership of you, work on you, let everybody work on themselves. Love on people, have some grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
mercy, because we all need it. We all need it.
And that is so true. And I just want to just tackle and circle back to one thing you just said about women and that saying yes all the time and
Mm-hmm.
feeling guilty when you want to
Mm-hmm.
just, even if it's just a massage that you just need, it's just, or 5 minutes in the bathtub alone,
Mm-hmm.
it's just anything. So I don't know where the shame comes from, all the time. It's just like, well, I can't do that because I have this. And I understand some people are single parents, they can't
Mm-hmm.
do it. But maybe you have one girlfriend that will do it once a month or every 3 months.
Yes, I'm that one. Once a month, I go to the massage.
Exactly. Like, call on any support that you have, because I just think that time alone, that self-care will definitely benefit us in the long run. And
Yeah,
we just have to learn how to just say no sometimes. Yeah.
for real. It's okay. It's okay. And
Yeah.
not to feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Not to feel like you're a bad parent or a bad person or a bad friend or a bad sister. No, I just can't. I can't do that today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe not even tomorrow.
I know. It may be a hard no, like a
Maybe
hard
a
no.
hard no.
Yes, yes, yes. So Tara, how can they support you? How can they follow you and support you?
Okay, so you guys can follow me at I am Tyra Tucker on Instagram, and it's Tyra Tucker on Facebook. My website is iamtyratucker.com. And if you are an aspiring writer, you can go to my publishing page. It's tuckerpublishinghouse.com. Pick up some freebies.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the bandwidth.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Yes, our first self-care edition. So you would stay in history. You would be, history with us. Yes, you made history. So I so appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you, Rosie.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. So there you go, you guys. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you found value in this episode, please share it with one person. Comment your biggest takeaway down below in the comments section that you felt was your biggest takeaway of the show. Follow us on IG, Faulkner_Rosie, and definitely follow our guests, and we will see you next week for another episode of The Bandwidth. Bye-bye.